As I make today's video, we are just a few days away from what is inarguably one of the most talked about, contested, dramatized presidential elections in my lifetime, and just a few days after, when the exuberant fans in Los Angeles, to celebrate their team's victory in the World Series, burned a bus. So I think it's no surprise or no secret to anybody that we're living in some crazy times, and there's always the potential for civil unrest and for rioting and different things. And look, if a victory in a sporting event is an excuse to riot and burn buses and break into Nike stores and do whatever else they did in Los Angeles, I think the election results have the potential to create even greater civil unrest, maybe depending upon who wins, maybe not. So I saw a video recently from John McPhee, the sheriff of Baghdad. He was a former Delta operator, and it was about travel security. So I'm gonna give him full credit for this idea, because the things we're gonna talk about in today's video are things that some of the things he mentioned in his video, which was him just driving, talking. So there's some really good information. I'm gonna put a link to that video below. I'll probably try to put it right up here. I highly recommend you go watch that. It's a really informative, thought-provoking video, and it gave me the idea for this video. And we're gonna talk about 3 things that I think it'd be a really good idea to have with you in your car if you're in areas prone to civil unrest, or even where it's possible, and which is basically any city in America these days. So that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for what I think is an important video. Like I said, in just a few days, we're having what is one of the most contended elections in my lifetime for President of the United States. Certainly emotions are high on both sides of every issue here. So if they'll burn buses for winning a World Series, if people will, say if any people are willing to do that, then certainly they're willing to I'm sure there's a potential for some pretty big civil unrest, I think. So, as I said, I saw a video from John McPhee, the sheriff of Baghdad, former Delta operator. I'll put a link up here. I highly recommend you watch that video about travel security philosophy, which is some things that he thinks is important to have with him when he's traveling and on the road. And these days, in cities are the most likely place for this stuff to happen, but you never know. So I picked 3 of those things that I thought were a really good idea, and I went out and bought them. And I'm going to demonstrate them for you here with minimal rambling, because I know I lose people with rambling like I'm doing right now, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum here, because I think this is important. So we're going to do that right after this word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at Excess Sights, the fastest sight in any light. I've been using Excess Sights for a lot of years, and it's really cool to have them as a channel sponsor. Excess Sights are made in the USA in the great state of Texas, and you can save 15% on your order at their website by using the coupon code SOP15. Okay, we are back, and let's get to it. So first of all, I've got these 3 things we're going to talk about today in this Hidden Woodsman M55 haversack that Malcolm sent me. Not a video about this, but Malcolm makes really good stuff. The Hidden Woodsman, 100% made in the USA, which I think is cool. So, and this is kind of a drop pouch. So we're just going to talk about these 3 things we have in here, and then we'll demonstrate them real quickly. So first of all, John McPhee, I don't know him to call him John, but his name's John. So he recommended a lot of different things. Wearing a hoodie, he'd like to have a hoodie, maybe a change of clothes, maybe a hat, just a face mask, something that'll kind of help you blend in these crowds of people. But so I've got here a gas mask. I'll leave it in here right this second. So that's good for several different things. It's good to protect your eyes from stuff being thrown in them, pepper spray coming at you or whatever. It's good if you're in a situation where, you know, there's tear gas or CS gas involved, if the law enforcement's involved and you're trapped and you got to get out of there. It's good to have a gas mask. Also, yeah, we have some smoke bombs, smoke grenades, I guess you could call them. Got a couple different ones of those to show you, and we'll talk about those specifically in a minute. And something else he recommends is bear spray, and we're going to talk about that in more detail. So let me take you down to the old stump top real quick. We'll kind of go over these things, just basically why I think they're important, and we'll demonstrate them and see how well they actually work. Okay, so first let's talk about bear spray. John recommended bear spray instead of just plain pepper spray for a couple reasons. I think it's probably, if not the strongest, it certainly is. There's nothing stronger. It also has a bigger size where you can really get some use out of it, and it has a longer stream. So I figure if it will deter a bear or a mountain lion, it's probably gonna make some people leave you alone. And one thing I like about this, it is orange. So not only is it visible, you can see it, so you're not running into it, but it's also, if somebody else is wearing a face mask or a respirator or whatever, the orange color can color up their lens where they really can't see what's going on. So that's an added benefit to it. There's one more added benefit we'll talk about in just a minute, but so this is the 7.9 ounce bear spray. And I paid $38 for this on Amazon. And I went ahead and I recommend everybody do this. I bought an inert training unit for, I think what this thing was like $20. So that way you can practice with this and not really have to use your bear spray and not get it on you. Because there's a couple things that are really important. You want to make sure you're not downwind when you spray this. You don't want the wind going back on you, right? You don't want it coming back on you and getting it in your face or on your body. So that's bear spray, and I got the one that came with a little holster. They also have a 9.2 ounce. It's about $45, so a little bigger, but these are a little more handy to carry, I think, and keep in a pack. But if you like to go big or go home, then you can buy the bigger one for $45. So that's the bear spray. We'll put that over here. The next thing is smoke grenades, and real quickly about smoke grenades. I've done some videos, a couple of reviews of these things before, and the old ATF has since made another one of their rules that has the force of law about smoke grenades, and these are the only ones that I know of that are pull chain, that are, you don't have to light with a flame, that are approved by the ATF. So the reason that you would want a smoke grenade is because smoke is portable concealment. It's not cover, but it can conceal and hide your movements and people don't know where you're at. Maybe give you an opportunity to confuse people and get them out of there. Plus, the fact that this is orange, because they have many different colors. I bought orange, and the bear spray is orange. Then that can really confuse people. They don't know if this is maybe pepper spray, cloud, or whatever. So it just gives you a little more confusion factor to help you get out. Now, these things are available online from Enola Gay, and there's my phone. It's another political text. And they got many different sizes. I got a big one and a little one. This is the EG18X, and just to show you how big it is. So these are obviously more portable. You can carry more of them in smaller places. But the EG18X, EG18X has the biggest cloud, and it is $20. And the WP40 has a smaller cloud, and it is $13. So we're going to see how these things compare in just a minute, and because we're going to pop smoke. And then finally, I've got a respirator / gas mask here, and I'm not going to open these filters up. I don't want to get them contaminated. But this is the Parcel PD101, and just with they're what are these? The A1 filters. And the main thing, I looked this up. So tear gas and pepper spray have a micron size of particles, generally between 2 and 20, 3 and 20, something like that. These things filter down to 3 microns, so they're going to get rid of most of that stuff, and they also protect your eyes and allow you to breathe, and if you've got tear gas or whatever going on around you. So the tear gas is actually 3 microns, and I think the pepper spray sometimes goes down to 2. Some of the particles are 2, but most of them are larger than that. So, and this thing is under $100 on Amazon. So for $100, so this is 100. The bear spray is 50, so around $200 you can get stuff to go in a pack. I know $200 is $200, but If you work in or travel through places that are prone to civil unrest, and look, I'm right outside Atlanta. There's no doubt in my mind that Atlanta has the potential to get really crazy really quick, because it already has in the past. So that being said, that's kind of the specs, details, and prices of these things. Let's actually use them. Probably not going to be able to use this actually, but we'll pop some smoke, shoot some bear spray, see what happens. Okay, so we're going to start with the bear spray, because I want to give it time to dissipate as I walk around. And I'm not going to do a lot because I've got some neighbors out here next to the worldwide headquarters that are out, and I don't want to cloud them out and hurt them. But first thing you want to do when you buy one of these is you got to get rid of this, get rid of the zip tie, right? Just want to kind of show you how to use this, and then you pull when you're ready to use it. You slide this off and press that lever right there, and you're good to go. So we're going to go out into the, try to get as far as I can, just see how far this thing, get as wide as I can and see how far this will shoot. So we'll spray or shoot or whatever. Let's see what happens. And this is not the inert training. I'm going to go for it just for you. Okay, so the fence back there is about 50 feet. Let's see if I think this thing has a 20-foot range, it says. Let's just see what happens. We got it here. I'm going to hold it by the ring and try the tree. You can see it's orange. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's orange. It's also pretty thick. So there you go. One more time, just for the camera. So pretty good cloud there. I guess we can just see how much just got in it. And just run it dry. What does 7.9 ounces look like? That's it. So you're going to use short bursts. Okay, so let's do the smoke grenades now. We'll start with the small one, and then we'll save the big one for last. We'll see which one does the best. Okay, here's the small one. Just pull the cord. See if we get there. That's it. Not too bad. Still going. Still going. And you tell me if I was reasonably obscured behind there. I'm gonna go back to the other side and this time start before I pop it, just to give you a better idea of how well this thing conceals. Watch out, Kuma. Alrighty, so a lot more smoke, but it didn't burn as long. So personally, I think maybe the smaller one would be more useful because it burns longer, so it gives you less total volume of smoke, but it gives you a longer burn, so it will obscure your movements longer. Maybe a couple of those instead of one big one would probably give you a large amount of smoke, but also for longer. So the goal here in using smoke is just to cover conceal what you're doing, so maybe you can, and to maybe distract people because they don't. If it's orange, you get orange pepper spray. They don't really know what's going on. They might want to get out of the way. So certainly, in my opinion, these Enola Gays are a good option. They're really the only option we have as civilians these days, I believe. At least that I'm aware of. You know, we tried some different ones in the past. It didn't work too well. These things work really well. You just got to rip this thing out, and it goes. It's got like a striker in it, I think. Basically, that's what it feels like. So that's it. Look, I hope we don't have to even need any of this stuff. I hope everything goes smoothly and very, very calmly, and we can have a peaceful election, a peaceful, democratic process. But if past history is any indication, I mean, look, if they'll burn buses because they win a ball game, I say if people, whoever that is, some people will burn buses because they win a ball game, and then they'll certainly do something because their team didn't win an election. So anyway, either way, I recommend, if possible, just stay out of urban areas because that's typically where this stuff happens. Stay out of population densities. But if you have to go there, like I do every day for work, then be prepared, right? And I think these are some good things to have with you. Just if you had, look, I know you don't want to leave your car. I get it. You don't want to bail out and leave your car, but you know what? Your car is replaceable. Your life and your family's life is not. So maybe this would allow you and your family to get to safety. And if you got more than one person with you, then maybe you need more than one mask. Good news is you can order these things on Amazon right now and probably get them to you, and most of it in a day. You can't get the smoke in a day, I don't think. You might reach out to Enola Gay and see. But also, here's another tip for you. If you have any skydiving stores in your area, skydiver supplies, or maybe photography stores, these things are, this smoke is used for skydivers, use them for aerial performances and display, and photographers use them a lot for background and scenes. They use them for gender reveals, all kinds of things like that. So get on the old internet, find some local photography stores or many skydiving stores in your area where you can actually go pick some of this stuff up, possibly just today or tomorrow, whenever you watch this. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have. I really sincerely hope that we don't have to even think about any of this stuff. But if we do, I hope you are prepared. And I hope this video has been somewhat maybe helpful and informative. And again, I got to give full credit for the idea to John McPhee, the sheriff of Baghdad. He's got some great videos, some really, the guy knows what he's talking about, okay? I'll just say it that way. So that's it. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.